Some of them were made by Brother Sothman, some by Sister Norman, some by myself, some by Brother Galdona, and I don't remember who all else. Maybe I will when they show them. This is the place in Burkesville, Kentucky, where Brother Branham was born. This is Fred Sothman with an old man that lives there. And this house is no longer there. And the cabin that Brother Branham was born in is around behind this. Those trees are still on location. If a person goes there, they can see the trees near Burkesville, Kentucky. They're walking around the house now back to the place where the cabin did sit. That's the cabin that Brother Branham was born in. It's no longer there. It's been demolished. There's been some talk about us trying to purchase that farm from the lady that now owns it and keep it for ourselves, but no one's done anything about it yet that I know. This is Brother Banks Woods on the left with Brother Branham in the boat. And he's landing a whale. You need to keep those doors closed. It ruins his film every time you open that door. Brother Branham in the front, Brother Welch Evans, and Brother Banks Woods, and I think they have an alligator. No, it's an armadillo. This, I'm sure, was someplace in Florida. You can tell we all were very professional. Brother Branham on the bridge with a long pole. Notice Brother Branham had that pistol strapped on his hip. Brother Banks Woods in the black, Brother Evans in the red. Look at the difference in the fish they caught. You need to sit down quickly. He's taking films of it. It's a garfish.
Front row on the other side. Just go quickly over there.
Brother Branham would have called that a Texas minnow. There's their alligator. That could be the alligator that's stuffed up in the den. up in Brother Branham's den. Now Brother Branham's going to play Alligator Boy. And you people believe that the prophet of God would play like that? Good thing we got film to prove it. Pictures of some of the orange groves in Florida. Remember, Brother Branham said Florida was pretty, but it's all fake, you know. It's all man-made, palm trees and groves and orchards. Nothing hardly natural about it left anymore. Changed from Florida to the north real quick. It's Brother Banks Woods in the middle. I haven't figured out who that is on the left yet. Well, now that must be Leo and Jean, because that's their families. You folks who know them now wouldn't recognize any of these people now. That's Brother Billy Paul at the very end. That was Brother Branham, just came around there, went back. That's Brother Fred Sothman on the right, Brother Branham on the left with the hat. Sister Branham coming around the house, she won't like that at all. That's Sister Sothman, Sister Branham, and Brother Branham. It's Brother Eugene Norman on the right, Brother Branham there with the sweater on, Brother Billy Paul on the left, Brother Banks Woods. That's Brother Simpson on the left now, Brother Terry Sothman in the middle. Brother Lee Vale with a hat on, next to Brother Branham. Lois and Billy. Couple of kids then, wasn't he? Better be able to tell what year it is by the model of that car. Had to be back in the 50s, wouldn't it? Somebody in Canada knitted that sweater for Brother Branham. That's Sister Norman. Brother Gene waving bye to them. Brother Tom Simpson. Sister Norman, Brother Norman. Told him I didn't know whether he was an umpire or a convict. That's one of their daughters. That's Brother Sothman with a book in his hand. Brother Simpson and his wife. Now, can't see his head. Guess who it is? These must be Brother Sothman's films, because this is when they returned from British Columbia. That's the caribou with the 42-inch horns on the right. No, that's Big Ed, I'm sorry, Big Jim, the deer. But these are some of the animals that they killed together up in British Columbia hunt. I believe these films were made in about 1965, when they went up to Phoenix and got their trophies. Brother Fred had killed the sheep and the goat, and Billy had killed the goat, and Brother Branham had killed this Big Jim and that sheep. You have to get on your knees and crawl underneath them, brother.
Underneath? Okay.
Now your head's in the way. Your head's in the way. Wrong time to film them today, Brother Granger.
Yep.
This is over in front of the house over here at 3910 North Park Avenue. If you get a chance to see the little trees here out right in front of where they are, then you'll can go over there now. You can see how massive those trees have grown now. See the little ones right there? You go over there now, those things are 12 or 15 feet in diameter and 20 or 30 feet tall. That's Brother Roy Roberson. That's the apartment at 3908 and 3910 North Park where Brother Branham lived last 3 years of his life. You folks will have to come in and park right around there. I don't know any other place for you to come. Be careful when you walk in front of the screen. They're taking films of it here and there, and I'm giving you instruction and getting my voice on it anyway.
Come this way.
This way, girls.
This way, right here, right here.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
That's Becky, Brother Branham's oldest daughter, about the time of her graduation. And that's George Smith, the boy she married. What happened to George? Billy, Paul, and George, and that's Billy Simpson to their left. Now they're up on another hunting trip. Brother Branham acting like you're going to kill that bear with a knife. I'll tell you folks, he was a pleasure to be around. They were on a hunt up in Colorado. They usually brought home the meat. When they took these films, I'm sure they only intended to see them themselves. They never realized we would appreciate them. I think that's Big Jim, the one you saw the trophy a moment ago. Sister Branham on the right. I think that's Lois. I think they're was expecting Brother Branham and Billy Paul to come in from the air, from Africa or something. Brother Branham. That's the hat that he wore to Africa. Oh, this is a winter scene from someplace. They didn't always finish the roll of films. We might all learn something from this, that when you're taking films, finish the roll in whatever country or scene you're in. So often we take a shot and then we go a month or two later and take another shot, and then our movie films don't make much reason. I think this is driving up through Utah. Brother Branham and Brother Banks Woods. They're somewhere hunting, or they wouldn't be dressed like that. Brother Branham looked like he had about a 3-day-old beard on. couple of movie stars. I'm sure this is Billy's wedding. No, no, that's Leo's wedding. I'm sorry. Brother Branham eating cake. It was when Leo Mercer and his wife got married. That's what it is. That's Joseph in front of Sister Branham and Sarah over to the right. Becky standing in the door. That looks like Grandma Branham in the background. I believe it is. The guy there looked like me, but he wasn't. Grandma Branham with Sister Branham, standing on the front porch of the house across the street there from the old tabernacle. That's Sarah and Joseph. That's Jean and Brother Softman. Sister Softman on the right, Sister Branham, Grandma Branham, and I believe that's Leo's wife. Bashful Sarah, and old boy Joseph. Now they're back somewhere hunting. Those are the 7 mountains in the Idaho-Montana border that tell Brother Branham's life story. They are located on the Idaho-Montana border, just out of Lima, Montana. That's them in the background. That's the 7 peaks right there. This, if I'm not mistaken, is up at Bud Southwick's in British Columbia, up at Muncho Lake, about mile 456. This is the camp where they were hunting. I'm sure it is, because those are the pack horses they're getting ready to go back into the wilderness with. This is the hunt that Brother Fred killed that sheep on that you saw the trophy mounted a moment ago. That's Oscar, the Indian boy. That's him with the goat, either that Billy or Brother Fred one killed on the trip. Must be Brother Fred's. He's there now. That's the place where Brother Branham killed the 9-foot silver-tipped grizzly bear and the caribou. Now they're somewhere on the ocean. I don't recognize that hotel. Brother Branham and the little shoeshine boy. I'm sorry, that's Puerto Rico. I recognize that hotel. That's when they were in Puerto Rico. That's a hotel Brother Branham stayed in Puerto Rico. San Juan, Puerto Rico. And that's the old Spanish fort out at the edge of the city. Brother Branham said it's one of the prettiest places he's ever been. And it is. Right there, the water's deep, and they have to come that near the shore to get around the island. That's the tabernacle before they remodeled it. Branham Tabernacle. Brother Hickerson in the blue overcoat walked away. Brother, no, it's not. I'm sorry. That's Brother Hickerson right there. Now they're back in British Columbia, it looks like. Brother Branham with Grandpa Sothman. Billy and Brother Fred Sothman. Brother Tom Simpson, Brother Sothman. That's Brother Fred's mother this side of him. Brother Brown took his hat off. Picture. Giving Grandma Sothman a sermon. This looks like the airport. Roy Borders, Billy Simpson. This must be when they're coming back from Africa. Brother Branham and Billy. This would be about May of '65. That time anybody could go outside, go on the airplane. That's Sister Collins right there behind Brother Branham. Becky. Brought home the hat that Brother Jackson gave him to honey him. Now the felt hat that he's got on, her brother gave him that hat and kept Brother Branham's other hat over there. Brother Jackson later got it, brought it to me and gave it to me as a gift, and I gave it back to Brother Jackson. It's now in South Africa. It's Jim McGuire. Becky and Joseph. Sister Simpson. That hat hangs up in Brother Branham's den. Looks like Brother Borders. Now these films, see, now have reverted back. They're no longer 65. These go way back. These must be somewhere at the end of the 50s. That's Brother Lawrence Mayfield. Must be somewhere in California. Must be the Oakland meeting. That's Sister Ashbury, the lady that gave us the tape library downstairs. Looks like a full gospel businessman's meeting somewhere. Yes. I had a videotape camera ordered. Was due to get it from Ampex Corporation January the 15th. And Brother Branham's accident was on December the 18th. How nice it would have been for us to have had about 50 or 60 of these sermons on videotape. I'm just glad we got them on magnetic tape. I'm sure that whatever he's saying there, we've got it on a tape. We knew the date, we could know the sermon. And we could put some sound to that part of it. He stood still when he preached, didn't he? Brother Branham, don't forget yourself, brother. Put your hands in your pocket or something. What would he have done if he'd had a wireless? Okay, this is Brother Borders and his first wife, Lillian. These films belong to the Norman family. This is a tent meeting in the 50s up in Minnesota. That was Howard's car, the one he had the first time I met him. That's Sister Gordon Lindsay. Comes Brother Branham with Howard, coming into the tent. Watch Brother Branham coming out. He wants to pray for everybody. Howard has to hold his hands. Watch the sincerity when he prays for this woman. The meeting was over and he was leaving. Now watch Howard take and hold his arms to get him out. See Howard got a hold of his arms? Keep him from praying for the people. That's the automobile I picked Brother Branham up and set him down in when Howard had to let the top down on him. This is the Norman. They took some pictures of some boats that were there. That's Sister Norman at the time. That's her oldest daughter, Norma. Sister Norman often said that if she'd have, this meeting was in Cleveland, said she'd have known what she knows now, she'd have just turned that camera on and left it running. That's Baxter, Ern Baxter. That's Gordon Lindsay. The tent out back is where they had the cot cases and the ambulance cases. That's Grandma Branham with Brother Branham. Watch him now. Watch him preach. Starts talking about the coming of the Lord. One glorious morning. Grandma Branham. That's Howard. That's his younger brother Donnie. That's his baby brother Donnie. That's Billy Paul. Didn't have to worry about how the women dressed in those days, did we? Leo and Jean. Gene Norman. He often said one rose between two thorns. Brother Branham, and I think that's Granddaddy Works. Banks Woods. Next to, that's Lee Vale on the left. Brother Branham inside. Banks Woods, Lee Vale. Terry Southman, Tom Simpson, Brother Branham. Billy and Lois right after they were married. Sister Branham. I think Brother Joseph. Brother Branham, watch him, he'd be surprised. Brother Branham, Gene Norman, Fred Southman. I think they were visiting in Tucson. Normans had moved out here. Brother and Sister Branham was still driving that green station wagon there behind him called the Green Hornet. Gene Norman still owns it. Joseph, old boy. Brother and Sister Southman. They're leaving. I think this is Brother Branham's last hunting trip. Remember the brothers up here in northern Arizona? Brother Norman was long, I think Brother Patterson was. Looks like he's got Blondie in his hand. That's Becky, Easter Sunday, 1965. Watch Brother Branham when he looks at her hand. Sarah, Miss Bashful. Joseph. This was the Sunday Brother Branham spoke to us on the telephone in Texas, the first time from out here. First day he ever used the telephone to speak to us in our church in Texas. He's taking the family out to dinner at Furr's Cafeteria. The apartment is 3908 North Park, 3910. This is out in front of the cafeteria. Somebody compliments Sarah. She says, thank you. It's Granddaddy Wirtz, Brother Branham, Brother Simpson. Right here, I think. Sister Branham. Billy Simpson. Thank you. Ted. Brother Branham's leaving him. He's got to go call Brother Green on the telephone. They went back hunting again. Must have been in the winter because that was Easter. See, that roll of film lasted for a whole year. Snowed them in. Brother Roberson, Brother Branham. They didn't have to worry about the meat spoiling. This is over at Sunset Mountain now. This is the time when Brother Branham's explaining the whirlwind coming over that bluff and breaking all of it into three-cornered rocks. I want you to notice how Brother Branham draws a pyramid here. He'll draw it backwards to what most people would draw it. Most people draw things clockwise, and I think he goes counterclockwise. He's got them all standing up right. He's got one of those three-corner rocks. One in the red caps, Brother Earl Williams. That's Alan Mosley on the left. Evan Mosley just walked away. There's Brother Branham with one of those rocks, standing up on top of that, see? He draws it backwards. Now this is back up in Colorado again. I'm sorry, that must be northern Arizona. Yeah, it is. Watch Billy, Brother Branham. You'll see the Grand Canyon here in a few minutes. It's Brother Donnie Wirtz, the man with the cancer on his ear that Brother Branham spoke to. There's the Grand Canyon. This is Brother Branham's funeral service. You'll see the massive flowers out in the back in a few minutes. Jeffersonville Fire Department sent an engine out to stand by, afraid of the crowd. That's Brother Earl Martin. That's the flowers across the back of the yard. 136 wreaths, if I remember correctly. Wasn't room for them inside the church. It's been almost an hour and a half for people to walk through. This is photographs of the car Brother Branham had the accident in. See, the part of it that was damaged was that left front where he was. This is the house, 3910 North Park, Brother Branham's Jeep there in front of it. This is the backyard. Sister Larson still owns this place. And I guess that's the end of the first row. Looked like we had Brother Southman and Brother Knight. Close that door. Jeffersonville Tabernacle, after 1963 when it was remodeled. That's Brother Branham's house, 209 Ewing Lane. That's Tina and Sammy Dale. These must be my sister Sammy's pictures. This is down at the Ohio River where Brother Branham was baptizing in 1933 when his commission came. That's the bridge that he had the vision of when he was 9 years old. 11 years later it was built and fell into the river. That's Spring Street address. That's Tina. Looked like me walking down the corridor there. Brother Branham. He's leaving from behind the tabernacle. I think he stops around on the side. I'm walking out across there and I walk out to him. And he asked me about something about the phone hookup. Yeah, that's me walking out there. Called me over and asked me something about the phone hookup. Deacons got after me for stopping him. I didn't do it.
Same.
Oh, thank you. Brother Billy Paul. That could have been Connie Jean. That little girl now would be almost 20. It's Brother Borders and Leo with Brother Branham. They must be somewhere up in Prescott. That's Jesse Ayers. No, that's not. That's Gloria, Jesse's daughter. That's Sister Evelyn. Looks like Grandpa Softman. Sister Collins and Fran and Lois. Sister Hickerson. Their daughter, Joseph. Back at the airport now when Brother Branham came in May of 1965. Sarah. George, Brother Hickerson, Brother Southman, Brother Borders, I venture to tell you that's a joke. TWA Airlines. Brother Branham inside of his den in front of the picture, the mural is painted on the wall. I think this is before any of the animals or anything or trophies were put in it. That's the little pool of water that's there. He's talking about the water coming down like out of that painting into that pool, and then he wanted it to be like we go into the pool in the backyard for a baptistry. Now that's the hat that Brother Branham wore to South Africa, so this was taken before the other. This is while they were building the den up there by the house. Brother Simpson. These must have been some of the Simpsons films. That's back at Sunset Mountain. That's Brother McHugh's with a hat on. Prospector McAnally right there. Brother Borders. Brother Roberson. Brother Evans doing the cooking. Brother Billy Paul in the red cap. And I think this is the hunt where the whirlwind came over the bluff. You know, they were really suffering out there in the wilderness. Look at those steaks. They went prepared to fast if they didn't kill any game. It's Brother Donnie Wirtz right there. That was the time when he had the cancer on his ear. Brother Tom Simpson. Going up the canyon from where they hunt, where they camped. That's hiking up the bluff over in front of the place where they camped over there. On top of that's where the 7 angels came down to Brother Branham. I think this is the motel in Shreveport, Louisiana, November of '65. Brother Pruitt, you should remember it looking like that. You didn't see Brother Branham often in coordinated colors like that, light brown, dark brown pants, but he wore them in Shreveport. Talking to Grandma and Grandpa's Sothman again. Yeah, that may not be Shreveport. That child there was a little young. Brother Jack Moore right there with his glasses on in between there. And Billy with Branham. Becky in the green. Brother Welch Evans. That pickup right there is a Mercury pickup. The only one I've ever seen. That's the one Brother Softman owned that they hunted so much out of. The three dressed up is Brother Banks on the right, Brother Softman facing us there, and Brother Branham to the left. Brother Branham preaching somewhere. It looks like him pulling Joseph on a sled in front of the house in Jeffersonville. They've closed that porch in now, so you don't recognize that as the same house. I think that's the trailer that Brother Leo and him had set up as an office for him. This looks like Dillon Springs, Louisiana. Brother Branham sitting outside studying during those meetings at Walker. That's Brother Jack Moore, Brother Branham. Glenn McHugh's, Brother McHugh's, McAnally. They must be back over at Sunset Mountain again. Watch Brother Branham when he takes the rifle. Watch him, folks. He was a straight shooter. Clean up the camp, boys. Leave it like we found it. Brother McHugh's and Brother Branham. These must have been Brother McHugh's attempts. Brother Branham coming in. Notice the camera. Chief Cook Model Washers. Brother Branham sitting there glassing the hills, rifle on his legs. Now watch this. Billy Chalmers is dead. Brother McHugh's told him a story. See that snuff in his lip? He said, well, I'll be. You drink out of the same side dipper I do. I've heard Doug tell that story. They sure change these hunting things quickly, don't they? Brother Borders? Was Billy got a set of horns on a rabbit? There's where you can see how well they suffer. Oh my. Mother, you got the steaks cooking downstairs? Brother Branham standing up on that rock again now.